all real estate sellers and probably buyers should pay attention to what the breaking news that came out today. The National Association of Realtors has reached agreement with the Department of Justice and the plaintiffs' class action lawyers, and they agreed that, in addition to financial payment, that sellers and their listing agents will no longer be able to offer compensation to buyers agents or communicate that offer via the MLS. They said that right here. Now, this would mean that offers of broker compensation could not be communicated via the MLS, but they could continue to be an option consumers can pursue off the MLS. That means outside of the MLS through negotiation and consultation with real estate professionals. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's my belief that one of those real estate professionals must be an attorney because, and I'm going to tell you why, and then we'll go over what the right model is going forward. The reason why this happened is because it's probably been wrong for listing agents and to talk to their sellers about how much compensation they're going to offer a buyer's agent. Because it could be self-dealing in the case of double sides, but you could do it, again, good disclosures could get around it, but there were two other things. The Department of Justice really called it steering when you did it. And what they're saying is that it was wrong. I don't agree with the Department of Justice, but when the federal government says this, you better be a lawyer if you're gonna argue to the contrary. And they're saying when you're offering compensation via the MLS and you're offering 3 or 4% versus other homeowners wanted to offer 1% or a flat fee, some buyers agents would steer their buyers to the properties offering more compensation. And that was steering, and steering is a very loaded word in federal government circles, and steering is illegal when it comes to steering people in and out of neighborhoods in a way, and two things, because it had a lot to do with former practices that were discriminatory. So you don't want to do something that's called steering. And in their settlement, the Department of Justice, in a opposition to a different settlement, they said that they pointed out that when you're compensating another agent, a buyer's agent, and that compensation can wind up in that agent getting incentivized to bring their buyer in to pay more, they're like, they point that out as an example of something most buyers would not want, or they'd appreciate a rule against it. And that's because they're pointing out that you're improperly, probably influencing another person's agent, and that could also be unethical or illegal. So, in short, what do sellers do? Well, right now it's pretty easy. A seller negotiates commissions with the listing agent, the person selling their home, period. And a buyer would discuss compensation with a buyer's agent if they wish to have a buyer's agent working for them. So as a seller, you only have to worry about the listing agent's commission. Now, is it possible you've had your home on the market for 3 or 4 weeks, buyer's agents are saying, I've got potential buyers, but I need to get compensated. Is it possible at some point a home seller would say, well, I'm interested in fielding these offers and I'm willing to pay some money to buyer's agents. How should we do that? How can we do it legally without running afoul of the Department of Justice? Hey, that can be done, but, and I think you should be able to do that. It's your home, but you need to do it in a way that protects you from class action attorneys as best you can, and from, if you do it wrong, a buyer who's unhappy with their purchase, either because prices go down or they find problems with the property later, or they just get cold feet later, they can find a lawyer who can extract money from you for improperly compensating their buyer's agent. So right now, if you're just dealing with realtors, let me make this simple. If you're just dealing with realtors, you negotiate with your realtor only, and you offer 0 on the MLS to the other agent. That buyer will have to negotiate with buyer's agents to help them buy a home. Now, if at some point in time you're fielding offers and they include requests for compensation by the buyer's agent, I think you have to have an attorney on the team. For now, at the very least, for the foreseeable future, until all these changes are made, and the Department of Justice and others, maybe the class action lawyers, start talking about it. I mean, I don't think what they say matters even more than what I do. So I'm going to tell you right now, the proper model, here it is. This is the easy model that I can see, the safest model for going forward. The seller negotiates with the listing agent, let's say a flat fee commission, we'll just call it 1% for now. Now, for that 1%, your agent is going to be representing you, doing all the work agents did, do the marketing, field offers, maybe bring your counteroffers back to those parties. And then if you go to contract, then your agent will help you with all the paperwork, getting it all signed, and then sending it over to the other party. Your agent will have a choice. Let those buyers know that they're not represented and that they need to get their own agent or lawyer. Or what I suspect is that you should say, if you want to feel, so you can field more offers and you can say our process is good. You have a really good marketing process, and you say, we are offering $2,000 or $3,000 for a real estate attorney to help you with the paperwork and feel comfortable about your purchase. I believe that the one agent, one attorney model or more is the model that we're going to go to. Now, you could offer more, but you're going to have to make sure if you're thinking about offering compensation to buyer's agents or it's being requested, you're going to have to make sure that you get the right addendums and disclosures signed and that you have an attorney sign off on the compensation, in my opinion. Now, it can be done. I mean, there were massive. The fees that realtors were collecting were massive. They don't have a couple grand for an attorney to protect your interests. Well, now, I've always said that they should. And now I think it's pretty obvious that if you're going to be compensating buyer's agents, it has to be done. So in short, as a seller, great news. Offer zero compensation in the MLS. Demand that your agent do so. If your agent is trying to talk you into doing things that could get you in trouble, you're like, I'm glad you're smart, but I need an attorney who's well-versed in this to agree with you before I do it. Do you want to have me talk with an attorney right now? Otherwise, those agents are going to have another process, and they're going to have to find an attorney on the team, bring an attorney in on the team. Otherwise, just offer zero. Okay, so my name's Sean McConnin. I'm a real estate attorney and a broker in San Diego. In anticipation of this, we just started creating the website. It's called flatfeeadvantage.com. We're going to be listing for flat fees, and they're going to be very low in the beginning while we're developing the data. In fact, you'll find it incredibly low. Maybe 1/10 of what we normally would have made. And if we're going to help people after 2 or 3 weeks, if they haven't sold their home, we don't have strong contracts, they want to offer compensation to buyer's agents, we will have a process for that. That will include a flat fee to an attorney to protect the buyers as well. And maybe compensation for buyer's agents if they have an attorney on the team. To learn more, go to flatfeeadvantage.com. But in the meantime, I'm going to be putting up videos constantly on this subject right now because real estate's changed. And, I've seen a lot of commentators out there, but not many are attorneys who understand this, who've also sold hundreds of homes. Those, by the way, those are the attorneys I would like to start talking to. We've got to protect realtors from themselves now and their clients. I'm concerned about the Wild West happening, as many buyers will not be represented, and there's going to be all sorts of problems. So this is now time for experienced real estate attorneys in the home selling and buying process to step up, and let's secure this field and make it a safe place for sellers and buyers. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye. Once again, John McConnin, flatfeeadvantage.com to learn more about our model for selling the homes. Otherwise, they'll just be watch our videos. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.